Hello, everyone. It's time for Travel Talk. And today we're going to talk about American Express. American Express has a number of different cards that give you access to their lounge. And we're going to talk about the American Express Platinum card today. The reason is because the rules have just changed. Well, effectively immediately, the fee is $695 for the primary card. And the fee for an additional card used to be $175. But now that fee have just gone up to $195. And I think when you next renew, it's gonna the extra $20 is gonna kick in when you renew the card. Now, there's a lot of reasons why they're doing this, but I think the main reason is that everybody has a card, and there is a lot of people who are gaming the system. And when they game the system, they announce, hey, look, I'm gaming the system. And of course, American Express is watching, right? Because a lot of things that happen is that when you go to the lounges in the airports, one of the benefits of the American Express card, and I'm going to actually do another video about the benefits of the American Express card, but one of the benefits of the American Express card is that you can get a lounge access. So you get priority pass lounge access, and you can also go to the American Express Centurion lounges as long as you have a ticket for that day and you are traveling within 3 hours of the flight and you're not arriving, you are departing. When I first started using American Express card years and years ago, none of this was a thing, right? You can do arrival, departure, you could be in the club all day, it doesn't matter. But because a lot of people are, all of a sudden it's a thing to get an American Express card and people are applying for them and they're getting the bonuses. And I think now the bonus is like 80,000. That's the other thing that's changed with the card. In order for you to get this bonus, you have to spend, it used to be $3,000. Matter of fact, I think it used to be $2,000. Then it went to three, then it went to six, and now it's going to go to eight. So it'll be $8,000 you got to spend within 3 months in order to get the bonus that you have. And it's just because there are too many people with the card, which is a weird problem to have, right? And I'm guessing American Express is looking at the numbers and they're saying, well, we're making money off the $695, which is actually quite a bit. And it used to be cheaper. It used to be $475, I think, or $495. And then it jumped. So they're doing everything. They're even saying that you can't take someone who's traveling with you unless you spend I think it's $25,000 with the card, which is insane, right? So they're really trying to make it, because the lounges are packed. I mean, jam-packed. So much so that when you go, you have to get a line. And so in my opinion, American Express Lounge used to be a thing, but it's not anymore because it's crowded when you go. You can't find a place to sit. And the food is not as good as it used to be. And as someone who doesn't drink alcohol, whenever I go in, I usually can't get they have like one or two non-alcoholic beverages. I mean, the bartender will make you something that's non-alcoholic, which is really cool, but not all of them do. And they kind of grimace when they have to, because now they have to think differently, right? Because there is no alcohol that goes in it. And then sometimes they don't have any wine, non-alcoholic wine, but they'll have non-alcoholic beer, which is not bad. So as somebody who's a non-drinker, I'm not really getting what I need out of it. It's a good card to have because I've had really good experience with it, like internationally, when you need a priority pass lounge, because they have an agreement with priority pass and you just show the card and you're in. So it's actually worked out well internationally. But if you don't use the card, it's kind of pointless to pay the $695 plus the now $195 for your card holders. So if you have a family or something like that, and they want to have a card, then that's what you're gonna have to pay. So those are the change in a sense. The $8,000 has gone up for the spending, and the the fee is now 195 instead of 175. They've been changing these rules as you go along, and I expect to see them change it even more as they try to basically lessen the number of people that are using the clubs. Because it's kind of pointless if you go in the club and it's packed, right? Because the whole idea is supposed to get away from everyone, but when you get in the club, everyone is there. And it didn't used to be like that. And it's just because a lot of people are gaming the system. And I'm not pointing fingers at anyone, but that is what's happening because you see the blogs online, you see people talking about it on TikTok and on Instagram and everything like that. So it's not as exclusive as it used to be. So now it's kind of pointless, right? But I'm going to do another video that will talk all about the American Express card and why it is actually worth it, but only if you fly or travel. If you just don't travel, then it doesn't make any sense for you to pay them $695 a year. But the post I'm going to show you is how, in essence, they're actually paying you to use the card because the benefits are so good. But only if you use them all. If you don't use them all, it's not worth it. Unless you want to say, hey, I've got an American Express Platinum card and you're excited about it. So that's all I have for this one. Those are the changes that are in there. Let me just check to see if I missed anything, okay? Okay, so I think that's pretty much the extent of what they did. If I find anything, there are some things about entertainment credit, but it's not critical. So this is Kerwin with the Travel Talk, or Travel Talk. We'll talk soon and have a great trip.